Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines and welcome to Wreckers or Checkers.
Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome on in. Viva la Wreckers or Checkers. We got a special South of the Border episode for you guys this week. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm way ready.
Hell yeah.
We're getting deported to Mexico this week.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Pina coladas and road courses, baby.
That's fucking right.
It is, you know what? Like, road courses, you can trash them all you want, but I am kind of excited because it's been a while since we've seen one.
That and this one looks sick, dude.
It does look
Like
kind of
the
cool.
little bit I've seen of it, it looks. I don't know if it's because we haven't raced there much.
Yeah, there's
But
a little bit of the
this one
unknown.
looks legit. Yeah,
I agree. Should be fun. But we also got to recap a little bit of Michigan Super Speedway, the Firekeeper Casino 400. It was a good race. It was a damn good race.
Definitely a good race.
I was expecting it to be a little more strung out, a little more boring, a little more time in between cautions, but I felt like it was kind of action packed for the Super Speedway course.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about it. It's generally a good race. Like, I feel like it's, as we all know, it's a Ford race, and a Ford didn't win it.
Hey,
Little ding ding there, but I feel like it is a race that generally puts out a good weekend of racing.
yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Well, let's get into some wreckers or checkers then from last week. We'll get to the checker because this is boring as hell, right? It's Denny Hamlin, this guy, 11 against the world. The whole thing, he's just doing it, dude, and he's killing it out here. It's crazy. He's old, and he's still just this damn good, you know?
The guy that beat your favorite race car driver, everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Every
cheer,
week it's this.
cheers to Denny because he's out there doing it. Hey, Cliff note: Denny's not racing this weekend. He had a baby.
Oh, it did come. Nice.
If he hadn't hadn't have it, it's coming. So he said he's not going to Mexico. So he's not going to be there this weekend.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, he's won 4 races or 3 races, so he don't need to go to Mexico anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Who cares?
you
It's
know?
not going to affect him at all. Yeah. No, that's awesome though. He had a great race, and it's what's weird is William Byron just keeps coming up a little short, and but Denny outplayed him at the end. We'll talk about a couple other things in the full breakdown that could have played out, should have played out, but doesn't matter because Denny was there.
It's funny that you say that. Is William Byron the upcoming Denny Hamlin? The guy that's going to be a stud all year long and
I kind of feel like he's
make
there.
the championship? The reminiscence of one another, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's
It's the consistency, right?
yeah,
Like they're just consistent on every type of track. They're consistent, it doesn't matter if it's a road course or if it's a short track, a super speedway. Like they're always top 5, maybe top 10 in the odds if it's really not a great track for them or something. But they're always up there and competitive.
and then come up a little short when we're in the championship. Like
Yeah.
that's where Denny's not made it, right? Like
Yep.
he's won more races than Kyle Busch, and has never won a championship.
Yeah. And it's hard to put it all together. All right, let's get to the wrecker. The wrecker, it's got to be this big collision. Mostly Bowman, but it wasn't really his fault
Ooh,
at
that's
all.
a hell of a picture.
Yeah, dude, he took one hard into the safety barrier there. This picture right here, though, you can kind of see Cindric getting into Cole Custer, I believe, and Cole Custer 41 was kind of coming down. Cindric gets him sideways. He takes out Bowman real quick. Briscoe ends up getting into it. Suarez ends up getting into this one. So this was kind of the biggest, the wreck with the most implications, I think.
Looked like it hurt.
Oh, yeah, I felt bad for Bowman. That just looked like a concussion waiting to happen. He hit so freaking hard right there. And Briscoe, it kind of sucked that Briscoe went out. I thought he had a pretty decent car early on, too, so who knows if he would have made a push.
Mr. Three-peat on the pole. I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty wild.
Yeah, he's been hot lately. So yeah, that was kind of the wrecks of the week, but we'll get into the standings. Oh, sorry, not standings. We're going to the recap, fellas. It's been a day. I apologize. Obviously Hamlin up there. Your Busher top 3 from last week hit. Nice call.
Another hit for the Wreckers or Checkers, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not so great on my end with the Kozlowski thing. I mean, he's top 10, but I was saying top 5. He's there, but not quite. What you will notice, though, is look at the even split on the manufacturers. I almost brought it up earlier. For this being a Ford track, you got 4 Fords, 3 Toyotas, and 3 Chevys. So pretty fairly split in the top 10 there. Yeah. Busher had a hell of a race. I felt like he kind of was waiting in the wings for a lot of this, right? Like, especially like when Gibbs and Busher were kind of waiting for Hamlin and Byron at the end there to kind of figure out who was gonna come out on top. And Busher was coming hot. If they had another 5-10 laps, and fuel to do it, Busher might have been able to get up on Hamlin too. He was running some fast laps there at the very end. But I think the story for me in the recap here is not who's in the top 10, it's who's not in the top 10. And that is 2 guys. Byron ran out of fuel right after Hamlin passed him, a couple laps after Hamlin passed him. That sucks. Day. But I mean, he led a ton of laps. I don't remember I think it was 90 laps or 80-some laps. So
Byron, I thought he was going to win the race.
So did I. I thought he was actually going to hold off Hamlin there at the end, but he ended up running out of fuel after Hamlin passed him anyway. So that sucks. But then also, the real bummer for me was Hocevar losing that left rear tire. I don't remember exactly how many laps left, maybe 15 to 20, somewhere in there. And he was just looking good out front. The fuel was going to be close. We don't know nobody knows if he would actually had enough fuel to take it to the end, but it looked like he had the car. So that would have been fun. I wish we could have seen that.
Yeah. I feel like I agree with you to where I thought Byron was the winner of this race up until, like you said, that the last restart or whatever happened, and he kind of filed back, and it's like, oh shit, he ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
Like, yep. Which kudos to guys like him and Hamlin and Bell, those guys that have that, well, I can just wing it and see what happens, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, he ran out with 2 or 3 laps left. I think 3 laps left. So, yeah, I mean, he's that close. Well, you might as well try it if you have a win under your belt.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought Gibbs was going to have a chance there for a brief window. He was in 3rd place when Hamlin was trying to pass Byron at the end. And I thought for sure Hamlin, Byron, not for sure, but I thought there was a chance Hamlin's going to get into Byron. They could, put each other into the wall or even just slip up, and let Gibbs, come on through. Because they were side drafting each other for like a lap or 2. I'm thinking Gibbs might get a shot, but he never quite had it. Busher was the one that came up and passed him.
I didn't quite realize the Toyotas finished 3 out of the top 5. Like, kudos on Gibbs and kudos on Wallace for finishing top 5.
Sneaky. Yeah, I feel like Wallace was just kind of lingering around the top 10, top 15 all day.
And the big one that speaks it to me is, like, I know I texted you during the race, like, Kyle Larson finishing 5th.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you why during the race is like, when he wrecked or whatever happened, I was like, that's our wreckers of the week, right? Or checker of the week right there. He's going to come out and be running for the lead.
Yep.
Yep.
Like, takes 2 tires and then I was like, God, I hope that's not going to have any major implications. I hope we don't have to talk about it.
Which it was just enough. I mean, you can't be mad at a top 5 finish.
No, that's great.
Bad Brad making the top 10. That's
Yeah.
Not regular this year.
Well, and
So
you look at 3 RFK cars in the top 10 too, because Priest
yeah,
is right there, and then of course Butcher up top. So, and Chastain with
yeah.
another top finish. Sixth, not bad, not bad. Not that he needs it because he has a win already this year. So, not that he needs any more top 10 finishes.
Watermelon
Like
smashing son of
like
a
some
bitch.
like some people who might need
Hey,
it.
top 20 finish.
I'm sure you did get a top 20.
I bet you he did too. I haven't
Uh,
even looked, but I'm sure he's got one.
it was probably 19th.
Just good enough to screw me out of fantasy picks.
Yeah, yep. All right, let's get into this weekend in Mexico.
Oh wow, SVG's 330.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to find odds now that they practice today, but I got these yesterday before practice. So these are pre-practice odds. So I don't know how they've changed today. They haven't released that I've seen after practicing.
Because
So
they don't qualify till tomorrow.
right. So I don't know if they'll probably come out at some point today or tonight and into tomorrow morning, but I was shocked when I saw SVG at the top. I figured he would be top 5 in odds, but I was kind of okay. Yeah, I kind of was. I was expecting Bell or Byron to be top.
See, I did not. I had SVG as a clear cut number one pick this week.
Yeah.
This is his specialty, man. He's probably he hasn't actually. I learned that today. He has never raced here, but this is what he is good at.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
he'd never
he's
raced in Chicago either. He'd never raced in Chicago last year either.
Well, and that was his first NASCAR race, wasn't it?
Exactly.
It wasn't even just like his first time in Chicago. Like he'd never raced NASCAR before.
Right, and he mopped the floor with the field.
Yeah, the dude. You've seen the camera of his feet while he's shifting, right? The side pedal.
No.
So he's like heel toe on the brake and the gas.
Oh no,
he's like
that's
heel
that rally
toe.
car.
Yeah, exactly. He's like heel toeing the brake and the gas while pumping the clutch with his left foot, and it's like holy crap. And it's so fast. It's just so smooth, like insane. And, there's some guys obviously in here that don't suck at road courses. Bell, Suarez, Allmendinger, Elliott. Reddick, that surprised me. Reddick being top 4. I didn't know that he's like a road course guy.
Who?
Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, I think that's just he's such a ringer. He's one of those guys that can race anything.
Gotcha.
I will say, folks, we hit a plus 650 last week. Just saying.
Nice. What'd you hit?
Chris Buescher, top 3.
Buescher, top 3. You took it?
You damn right. $100, paid 650.
Oof.
Um.
Yeah, so if I'm picking this week, I honestly just like SVG as an outright winner for 330. I like that. I like Chase Elliott for plus 1,000, and I like Daniel Suarez for plus 1,400.
I like AJ Allmendinger for plus 1,200 because he's a hell of a road course racer.
Yep.
I like Mike McDowell for plus 1,800 because he's a hell of a road course racer. But as far as who do I think is going to win, I think we've talked about this in our talks of the playoffs, is some guy getting in that don't deserve to be there. SVG is the guy that's going to win on a race like this and not deserve to be in the playoffs. So, because of his not because he's not a good race car driver. I'm not going to say that. SVG is a hell of a race car driver. He's not a great NASCAR driver. So, he's going to get in on winning a road course race like what's going on Sunday,
and then none of the championship races, or none of the playoff races are road courses, so it's not going to matter.
We do have the Roval. The Roval's a playoff race, but you got to get there through like a round and a half.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you're going to take a driver who's 35th and get into the playoffs if he wins, and it's going to knock someone who deserves to be there out.
Yeah.
Back to that. I don't like the win and you're in stuff.
No, I agree. I think, like we talked about before, a win should be heavily weighted on points, right? Like you get a
Definitely.
ton of points towards going there, but if you're the consistent guy, I mean, I know why you don't like it because Chase Elliott's never winning, so
Ah!
it makes sense why the win and
Yeah,
you're in
suck
is.
it. Suck it. My guy's like top 5 in points, so suck it.
Exactly. Imagine.
Yeah, he's good enough. He don't need a win, Mr. Watermelon Man.
Wow. So good he doesn't need to win.
Yeah, damn right.
What was Ricky Bobby's sidekick's name?
Cal Naughton Jr.
Yeah, there you go. That's,
Nothing wrong with Silver.
Nothing wrong with Silver, Byron. But he's got Byron and Larson. Yeah. He's got to sling in for those victories. This got to be tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Nothing wrong with Bronze.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
Still part of the best team in NASCAR, right?
Yeah, you damn right.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's any long shot I'm taking this weekend. Not saying that there's no chances, like who knows, but I don't love any of the long shots here.
I don't either. I mean, I do feel like a long shot could potentially win this. Like, yeah. I could see a Hocevar, a Cindric, Gilliland, something stupid winning this race.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know when the last time he raced here. I know Kyle Busch has won at this track through NASCAR. But, like, I don't know when the last time NASCAR has raced here.
No, this will be Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman's gonna somehow win this race on some stupid caution late or something ridiculous, right?
Could see it. The last year's Roval race, he ran away with it. Granted, he had like 13 pounds off his car during that race.
Oh, is that the one?
Like, that was the one. That was the one that let Joey Logano win.
Yeah,
and we know what happened after that, in which we don't like to talk about.
That was a sore day in the household.
Yeah, I almost had to kick my dad in the balls over that one, just because my wife's driver's the 48 and his is the 22. You know how it goes. But
family drama over that race.
Yeah. Still hear about it to this day.
That's good. Yeah, so I'm not doing a lock this week because road courses like this, who knows, man.
It's tough.
It's tough in general, even on like a course that some people are real good at. It's tough,
right?
When you don't have any history to look back on with a race like this, just have some fun. Sprinkle it. I'm probably going to put a little money on SVG. I'm going to put a little money on probably Elliott or Suarez, and then I might just put a little bit on Bowman or Hocevar. Because that's about as far down the list as I'm going is Hocevar probably plus 2,800.
Where's Suarez?
Suarez is plus 1,400. Right there with
I'd bet that
with Kyle Busch and Allmendinger there.
That's probably the guy I'd bet on. He's raced here before.
He's going home, right?
Exactly. Like, it's Mexico, bet Suarez.
Yeah.
That right there. I'm telling you that Mr. Coors Light Year Lock of the Week is bet Suarez. I'm calling it right now. He's raced here. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. And plus 1,400, that's pretty decent odds considering SVG is sitting at plus 330.
Yeah, he can't be bad at that. What's his top 3 and top 5?
Suarez, top 3s plus 400, top 5s plus 180. I kind of like top 3 at plus 400.
Yeah. Top 3, Suarez. That's the one I like right there at plus 400.
Yeah, it's not bad. You could do SVG winner, Suarez for a top 3, and then take like a Hocevar, a Briscoe, or a Bowman for a top 3 as well. And it's almost like parlaying it, because if you hit all 3 of those, that'd be pretty badass.
Could you imagine? Even if you could almost parlay fucking
All 3 of them.
SVG for the win and Suarez for a top 3, and it's probably a solid hit.
Yeah.
But parlay in NASCAR is really hard.
Oh yeah, it's like horse racing with 40 horses, and you're trying to hit a trifecta. Yeah, good luck.
You ever dodged a car on the freeway? Like,
not successfully.
Not successfully. Going and playing bumper tag.
Oh shit! All right, let's get to the standings.
Will he be up front still this day?
Oh yeah, not a ton of movement. I did notice that Busher came up a couple spots, Priest up a couple spots, Bowman's dropping, Cindric's dropping. So, Bell down a spot, but nothing big here.
Yeah, the 9 car's still higher than the 1, even though he hasn't won. Just saying.
I mean, if you want, we can start getting the playoff standings.
Yeah, we should probably collect both of those.
Yeah, I'll start making both of those up. Get the playoff,
but
we're getting to the point now where the playoff picture's starting to form a little bit.
Yeah, so we got? What, 9 or 10 drivers now that are playoff bound because of their wins?
I think it's 9.
That's
at least 9, because there's 8 on this screen, and then I know for sure Josh Berry is in, so maybe even 10.
Yeah, is Cindric showing?
Yeah, Cindric's here.
Yeah, so
at least 9, maybe 10.
A solid 9 out of 16 that are already sewed up. Like, that's pretty crucial.
Yeah, what's crazy is when you look at like Byron and Larson's points, 576 and 535. Like, they are just out there. It's because of the laps led.
It is. It's crazy the fact that Denny Hamlin has been as good as he has and isn't running there somewhere, right?
True, but that's a good point, though. If you look at it, Hamlin's laps led is 455, and he's won 3 races. You look at Byron, he's only won 1 race, but he's led 768 laps.
Yeah,
and
Kyle
Larson's
Larson,
led
851.
Yeah.
Granted, 851's coming from like 400 of them led at Bristol.
Yeah. And I think Byron's just led a fair amount of laps on a lot of different races, honestly.
Yeah, Byron has been the show pony in NASCAR this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's just always out there.
He's always out front, and that kind of gets back to that what I was talking about earlier. Like, he is a younger, newer version of Denny Hamlin. He's that guy that's running out front, winning races, and he just hasn't blossomed into a championship driver yet. Like, he's going to run for it, but he hasn't succeeded yet, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying he's not going to, but that's the one thing that's eluded Denny this whole time, right? So to say that through the grand scheme that Byron is better than Denny, I won't say that, because Denny's a hell of a wheel man.
But like, you can say that yet.
Like, they're one and the same at this point in time as far as my outlook on it. They're going to go out and win races week in, week out, and compete for a win. But are they going to be able to put it to brass tacks when they have to win?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It kind of just, it comes to that, like, killer instinct, like that competitive edge that I think Denny has it, but like, you don't see it as much as you do with like somebody like Larson or Chastain even. Like, I feel like there's those more aggressive drivers out there sometimes.
Agreed, but and how much of that does it weigh into the car itself? You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, you got
when
to
you
be
have the
confident.
car to do it.
Yeah, you got to be confident in the vehicle you have, right?
Like we know we've seen it. Like Denny will wreck somebody to win at on the last lap. I don't think Byron will do that.
No, I don't think so either.
Um, I don't think even though Larson drives it to the extreme, I don't think Larson's the type of driver that will put the bumper to somebody to win it.
I don't know. More so than Byron,
I
for
I
sure.
think he'll bang doors, but I don't think he'll put the bumper to you.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, he's not Chastain. He's not Logano.
he's not Carson Hocevar.
Osavar. Those three put the bumper to you. I look at Chastain, the full send, right? Like
Yeah,
literally, just what do they say? He's the only guy to ever use fifth gear on freaking
Martinsville.
Martinsville, right?
Yep,
He's just like he's gonna do
100%.
whatever he can to get in, right? Like that guy doesn't care if you're in the way or not.
Exactly. You
Not that
know,
not that he's always out there driving reckless, but when it really means something, like, hey, this is the difference between me getting in or not.
right,
Sorry about your luck.
100%.
And
I mean,
Logano's going to put somebody into the wall if
oh yeah, and that's another one. Joey has no fear of putting the bumper to somebody.
nope.
Like, especially when it's like time to get there or not. Like,
I think it's the
we're
biggest difference between him and Blaney,
definitely,
right? Like I feel
definitely,
like they're very similar in drivers as far as their style and what they're good at. But I feel like Logano is a little more aggressive. Like he'll definitely push people harder.
definitely, and like I said, we seen it at the All Star race. Even after Joey got out of the car, he's like, "I would have put the bumper to whoever won, I can't even remember, Bell.
Yeah, Bell.
Uh, I would have sent him into the wall, like, like to where Blaney wouldn't have done that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Joey's not scared of putting someone in the fence.
No.
Like, it's that little bit of black hat that some of these guys wear. So it works out. It makes it a funner race because there's some of those guys that do that, right?
Yeah.
And aren't scared of it.
Oh, so it's why I love Hocevar coming up right now.
Agreed.
I mean, it's just fun to watch.
Have you watched any of the Earnhardt
Yes.
podcast or
Yes.
Earnhardt documentary?
I think only the first two, but yeah.
I watched the first one finally last night, and anyone that says that they don't like Carson Hocevar are not a Dale Earnhardt fan. Because
Right?
Carson Hocevar drives just like Dale Earnhardt Sr.
This
100%.
is exactly what I was saying last week. They're a bunch of
100%.
Wall Trip fans.
Like,
right? Like this isn't the way the sport's supposed to be.
I don't know what happened. Well, guess we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Like,
He just didn't
if Carson Hocevar was 30 and had been driving for 6 years or 10 years, it wouldn't matter. He would have that about him, right?
Yeah,
like,
he's got that mentality.
When you look at Dale Earnhardt and you get guys like Richard Petty even saying, "Yeah, I should have known Dale was behind me.
Yeah.
Like I should have been watching out." Like these guys on the racetrack should be watching out. 100%.
Yep. Take notice because maybe not this year, but the next few years he's coming. And
definitely,
from what he's shown now, if Spire isn't giving him the cars that he needs to be competitive, he will not be racing for Spire for very long.
Which that's the thing. I think they are giving him. Like, look at him last week and the week before. No, he's been competitive all week long. I think they are.
They are, but you have the blown engine. The tire probably wasn't their fault. Tires blow. Could be more his fault. But you know what I mean? Like, if it's a consistent thing where we're seeing car problems, I don't think he's there long. But I hope he stays there, and I hope he makes Spire relevant. That would be awesome.
He's looking like it. He's going to make them a real race team. I mean, Carson Hocevar is looking like a stud.
Yeah.
Like,
let's just start calling him Kosovar.
Kosovar.
Kosovar. All right. You got anything else to
Yeah,
detail
I
up.
got a couple of. Where are we moving on, or where are we going?
We're here.
Over here. Okay, I got a couple things. So number one, NASCAR 5 lug nuts. Get rid of that one fucking lug nut thing. Get it out of here. 5 lug nuts. It's what we want. Get those single lug nut out of here.
When do we want it?
Now.
Now. Nice. Five.
Um,
Go over this for me though. Your opinion. Why do you want 5 back?
because 4 will hold on, 3 will hold on, 1, if they don't got it on, will not.
So
So
you think we'll just have less of the loose wheels going off the track, less
agreed.
random caution?
It's less random caution, less like IndyCar. I mean, you can strap 4 lug nuts on a tire and it be safe to run. They might get knocked during post race inspection, but they're not going to lose a tire.
Agreed.
That's my main one. Like, it's hard to say. Like, I mean, we see guys lose a tire going down pit road or right out of pits because they didn't get their dogs on right, because they have the dowels that stick out of the rotor now,
Yeah.
and they're supposed to lock them on and then sink their lug nut on, and they lose a tire while they're going down at pit road speed like trash.
Yeah. So, how much longer are pit stops going to be? What does that add if you add 5 nuts back?
I feel like a good pit crew could do a 4 tire pit stop in 12 to 13 seconds
So you're adding like 3 to 4 seconds, probably.
on a good pit
Like
stop.
for like good, yeah,
Yeah.
probably 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, no, they're like 9.5 or so on a
Right,
good
but
4 tire change now. So if we're looking at 12, so we're looking at 3 seconds, 3.5.
yeah, I'm just curious because the only reason I wonder is because you are transferring more weight to the pit crew, less weight to the driver at that point, right?
Team sport.
No, I'm not saying I'm against that. It's just that's how it is, right? If you're putting more time in the pit crew's hands, more things that could potentially go wrong, probably.
Yeah, very much so.
You're putting more of the burden on the pit crew. Not that it would be, a ton more. It's just a little bit more. I was just curious what your thoughts were exactly on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like it puts it more in the aspect of being more like the car that you or car or truck that you got sitting in your driveway, right? Like, it's supposed to be stock
More
car
towards
racing.
stock car racing, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, I mean,
I get it.
nobody's got a single lug nut. Like,
They sold this as a safety thing, I'm sure, right?
oh, I have no doubt, it was sold as a safety thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it, it puts it more back to the original, right? Like, they kind of copied F1, but those
Yeah.
guys got jacks that lift out of their cars and all this crap.
Yeah.
Half the reason I don't watch F1, I mean, they go fast. Yeah, that's cool. They're little crotch rockets with 4 wheels, but it's not the same. This is come with who brung you type stuff. Is you've got your pack of dudes that are there to put gas in your car and change your tires, and let's pound this out and get out of the pits faster than the next guy to get up in the advance in the field, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. It sucks because you don't want it to be so universal and so easy that everybody can mimic the exact same pit stop, which I feel like that's F1, right? Like everybody has like a 4-second pit stop or a 5-second pit stop, whatever it is. I don't watch it enough to know, but I know they're fast as hell, right? Like it's all just and they're gone, right? I don't want to see that for sure. I do like to see, some variation in the pits because it does make it exciting, especially when you have somebody who's like leading 90 freaking laps towards the end of a race, and you know that they all got to come in for the money stop.
Right.
You know that your guy has got a good pit crew's got a shot to jump some people. So
Exactly.
you can get
Someone's going to screw up too.
you can
That's
get four
that's
or
the other
five
thing.
spots, out of the last pit. Maybe take 2 tires, whatever it is.
Definitely.
I do like the options that would bring, but you got anything else?
Definitely. I did, but I can't remember what it was.
That was what was really grinding your gears. I know
That
that.
that that was definitely what was really grinding them. If nothing else, keep the rubber sides up. We love y'all.
Love y'all. Viva la Mexico, baby. Let's go south of the border racing.